So the fight goes on, and keep up the good fight.
Hello. What's your name again? Jennifer, you just pointed out something just before when you were speaking, when the kids were walking by. That's something that has to be instilled with the kids, because this is the generation that's being politically correct, trained for a new society, okay? And because they're not teaching them this stuff, they're not making a mental connection. Even so, that's something else you have to think about, because if we accomplish today, they're just going to be grinding it, and they're just going to wait till the next generation comes, because they're prepping them and the way they think. Something to think about.
Another news update from behind enemy lines. We filled up 6 rooms. All right. Frank Fiamingo is speaking now. Scott Bach is next to go up and speak. So as we get updates from behind the lines, I'll keep reporting.
Hey, are these rooms public, or are they out of sight, out of mind rooms?
I don't know. We need to send a mole in.
Hello. My name is Linda. I come from South Brunswick Township. I came here today because I just want to show these people that have taken an oath to support the Constitution inside this building that not everyone who supports the Second Amendment is a pro-gun person. I, myself, am an animal-loving person. I don't hunt. I'm a vegetarian. I don't even eat meat. My husband's cringing right now, I'm sure, over there. Because I made him come out with me today. I was here on Friday as well. I take spiders and crickets and put them outside. Okay, so I am not your typical pro-gun person, but I believe in freedom, and I believe in the right to defend myself. And I will not have somebody tell me how many bullets I need to stop somebody when they come and invade my home. I will not have anyone tell me what kind of weapon I do and don't need to defend myself. Personally, I come from New York City originally, hence my accent and Brooklyn attitude. When you live in a city where you're not allowed to defend yourself or anything, it's a very frightening experience for a woman. You always have to worry where you're parking your car. Can I make it up to my apartment in time before somebody attacks me? When I first started dating my husband, I had a person stalking me who would literally come to my apartment and ring the bell at all hours of the night. I had to put tape over the little intercom things so it wouldn't disturb my neighbors. It's back in the day when phones still had the little ringy-dingy. I had to put tape and cotton around the thing because he was calling my house at all hours. He came to my door one night, banging on the door to let him in. I had to get out on the fire escape with a knife for fear he would break into my apartment. In fact, I think we used to nickname him the Mad Bell Ringer. Okay, so how did I end up getting here today? When I started to see some of the things that were going on, another thing also, I come from a law enforcement family. My father was a detective in New York City for 36 years. He was the arresting officer for Son of Sam. Okay, I grew up with a gun in my house. From the time I was a little girl, it was right there in the dresser. You knew, you don't touch it. You learn a respect for it. It wasn't something that, was a fearful thing or something that, we were gonna take it and kill somebody. I understand that people are very upset about what happened at the schools and stuff like that. It's a horrible, horrible thing. But when did these massacres start happening? Just like in the last generation. There has to be something wrong with the way that we're bringing up our kids, or the way that things are being portrayed to them, or I just don't know what the mentality is that's going on now. But there's another problem, not people having guns. People having guns is not the problem. There's something else going on. And that is what we need to address. And not everybody who feels that way is what they think of as some crazy gun-toting folk walking around with shotguns all the time, because that is not the case. I also learned just a few months ago to start shooting at Anthony's place. And I fully intend, while I still can, to get whatever type of weapon I can, as soon as I can, and let them come and take it away, because that's it.
Hi, my name's Tom Morbido. I'm really happy to see everyone here today. It gets kind of lonely being a gun owner in the Northeast, so it's really nice to see all these people supporting. It's even nice to see people like Chris, my age group, because it can get even lonelier being in my age group and seeing all of the what people in my age group predominantly believe, which is they don't believe in the right to armed self-defense. And my journey from where I used to be to here is kind of an anomaly. I grew up in Brooklyn, similar to the lady who just spoke. I moved to Westfield, New Jersey. I went to college in Philadelphia. And I didn't come from a law enforcement family. In fact, my mother's a teacher and my father's a banker, or was a banker. And I kind of decided on my own about what I wanted and what I believed in. And I look forward to the day when I turned 21 and went through the hoops and got my FID and got my pistol permit. And I actually remember the day I walked into her store and bought my first gun from her. And that was a good day. And since then I've added to my collection. But what I really wanted to take away was I'm dismayed by, I'm happy that there's so many people here today, but I'm also dismayed by there's not more. I think another speaker previously said there should be 20,000 people here, and he's absolutely right. There should be 20,000 people here. There should be police officers directing traffic. There should be food carts. There should be people selling balloons. It should be mayhem, because that's what they're proposing in there, mayhem, nonsense. It's nonsensical. It won't do a thing to stop or prevent anything. 10, 15, 7, 20 rounds. These are feel-good measures. They will not in any way impact crime. They will not in any way deter madmen. And if their entire argument is pseudoscience and feel-good measures, then we're in deeper trouble than we think we are. It's not going to actually curtail violence and solve the problem. And in the end, it's really just going to make us less free. So I think we should really focus on getting people like me and Chris to teach your kids. If you have friends, teach them, take them to the range, talk to them. I can't tell you how many people tell me they want to ban assault weapons, and then they tell me they don't even know what they are. And then I tell them, and they ignore me and watch the football game or American Idol or whatever it is. But just try. I mean, it's just the definition is nonsensical. It's manufactured. It's not a real thing. Similar to their they like to tout common sense gun laws. A common sense gun law would be letting us carry our guns. That would be a common sense gun law. Exactly, bear arms, not keep them in my safe at home. That's not what the amendment says. So educate specifically children, kids, adolescents, young adults. They're the ones who are going to be voting. The Campaign for Liberty and a lot of other organizations have seen a significant turnout with these types of demographics. And I think really you just need to reach out to them. And that's what I'd like to see happen in the future.
Bill number 3, A1613, establishes Educational Security Task Force. All voted yes.
Okay, to touch on a little bit of what our past speaker just said, all right? An assault weapon, what the media is calling an assault weapon, is nothing more than a semi-automatic rifle with cosmetic pieces to make it look like a military-style rifle.
Yes.
So, should we have all the police officers in this country pull over every car that has an added spoiler on the back of it because he might speed? It looks like he has a fast car. All right, it's a race car. Should we ban all Corvettes and Porsches and Lamborghinis and Ferraris because they go more than 65 miles an hour?
No, we should give them to the poor people to distribute the wealth.
Okay? It's crazy. And the whole thing is, how many people here have a fire extinguisher in their house?
Or spare tire in their car.
What do you need a fire extinguisher for? There's no fire.
Just in case.
Just in case. That's a smart thing to do.
Besides, you got
So we have firearms just in case. Right? I don't need to have 5 rounds, 10 rounds. I need to have what the manufacturer made the firearm for. Now, in the late 1970s, early 1980s, all the police forces in the country went from the standard 6-shot revolver to a high-capacity magazine firearm. Why? Because they were outgunned by the criminals. Okay? If we go back to 5- and 6-round magazines, we are going back to where we were in 1970, being underarmed against the criminals. Is that what we want? No. Aren't we just as important as the police officers and the elected officials who are carrying large magazine guns right now? Because they can? We're just as important as they are. So we have to make sure that we get out to everybody we know, family, friends, and let them know, right, to support the Second Amendment, even if they're not gun owners. Because it's not all about the guns, it's about our life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
I don't think our legislators have ever worked this fast before. A3717 requires submission of certain mental health check records to NICS. We lost on that one. Here we go. Remember now, this is committee. Still has to go for a full vote, then the Senate, then the governor's desk.
Well, then how come they don't get psychological exams getting elected officers?
We should have
They're
a
the big
referendum.
problem.
Well, maybe we should get ready to vote next election. Vote
No,
now.
we gotta get somebody to propose a bill to get those nuts in there, psychological exams.
Sir.
I'd like to talk about the children for a moment. Our children are having their ears pumped full of anti-gun agenda from the moment they're in kindergarten all the way up through elementary school, into high school, and after they even get into college. Guns are being demonized to be an unspeakable evil, to the point where if a child has a piece of paper that's shaped like an L, we get sent to the principal offices. We have notes to the parents. We have psychological profiling of the children because of a piece of paper. Let me talk more about the children. I don't see any here. This should be a rally of 15 or 20,000 people. Excuse me. What we need to do is get organizations like 4-H, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. I don't know how many people, personal friends, the first time they ever touched a firearm was a .22 rifle at Boy Scout camp. 5 rounds of ammo shot out of a single shot bolt-action rifle at Boy Scout camp made them understand that firearms are not for criminals.